The Silence Collector, Europe's serial killer who chose victims that wouldn't be missed. Hungary 2000 to 2004. The real case of serial killer Béla Kiss Jr. The file that shouldn't exist. Investigators in Budapest still talk about the Silence Collector case in hushed tones, not because of what he did, but because of who he chose. His victims weren't random. They weren't targeted for age, gender, or appearance. They were chosen because they were quiet, people who lived alone, people who had no close family, people who wouldn't be reported missing for days, sometimes weeks. He hunted absence. The apartment building. The story doesn't begin with a body. It begins with a smell. In 2004, residents of a crumbling apartment block complained about a strange odor coming from the basement. Police arrived expecting a dead animal. They found a suitcase. Inside, the remains of a middle-aged man who had been missing for 3 months. No one had looked for him. Pinned to the lining of the suitcase was a note. He didn't need to be here anymore. The woman who wasn't missing. 2 weeks later, police found another suitcase, another victim, another note. But this time, something was different. The woman inside had been seen alive just days earlier. She had a job. She had co-workers. She had a routine. But she had no one who would notice she didn't come home. The Silence Collector had escalated. He wasn't waiting for people to disappear naturally. He was making them disappear. The killer's ritual investigators pieced together a pattern. He watched apartment buildings at night. He noted who came home alone. He tracked who never had visitors. He followed them for weeks. He entered their homes silently. He killed without leaving a trace. He packed their bodies into suitcases. He left the suitcases in places where they would eventually be found, but not immediately. He wanted the victims to be discovered, but only after the world had forgotten them. The breakthrough, a survivor who didn't know she survived. A woman reported waking up in her apartment with her front door open. Nothing stolen, nothing broken. But she remembered one detail. A man standing in her hallway, not moving, not speaking, just watching her sleep. She thought it was a dream, until police found a fingerprint on her door. The same fingerprint found on both suitcases. The Silence Collector had been interrupted. She was never meant to wake up. The man behind the quiet. The fingerprint belonged to Béla Kiss Jr., a maintenance worker who lived in the same building as the first victim. He had keys to multiple apartments. He had access to storage rooms. He had a history of stalking tenants. When police arrested him, he didn't resist. He didn't deny anything. He simply said, "They were already gone. I just finished the process." He believed his victims were socially dead long before he killed them. He saw himself as a collector of silence, removing people who lived unnoticed. The twist, the suitcases were messages. During the trial, investigators revealed something chilling. Each suitcase had been placed in a location connected to the victim's past. One near a childhood home, one near a former workplace, one near a park they used to visit Béla. Kiss Jr. wasn't hiding the bodies. He was returning them. He said, "People should end where they mattered." He was convicted of multiple murders. Police believe he killed at least 9. The legacy. The Silence Collector remains one of Europe's most psychologically disturbing serial killers, not because of brutality, but because of motive. He didn't kill for pleasure. He didn't kill for rage. He didn't kill for power. He killed people who lived quietly, People who slipped through society's cracks. People who wouldn't be missed. He hunted loneliness. And for 4 years, no one noticed. You've been watching True Case Files. Real crimes, real mysteries. If you want more cases like this, subscribe and let me know which story you want to see next.